One shout out to the Cash App. It says, thanks for having me on the platform. You're welcome. As soon as I figure out how to download this thing properly so I could play it for y'all. And it's important. I don't know why people act as if this is just entertainment. And we understand that entertainment spills out into the real world every day. People see something and hear something and they go and act it out for real. So to say that this is just entertainment, like it doesn't affect real world, is not a intelligent understanding of what is happening in the world.
It sets culture, and if politics is downstream of culture in a way, everything's downstream of entertainment. Ironically,
they kind of say the same thing about Saudi Arabia, that the people in power over there don't believe what they're saying, but they do it to keep control, to keep in power. And so they spread Wahhabism, which is a very extreme fundamental form of Islam. And those are the ones that are typically Al-Qaeda, all these other Boko Haram, all these other organizations, ISIS, they were all part of that sect. Osama bin Laden comes from Saudi Arabia. And so it's not enough to say like the leaders don't believe it, because the followers will believe it regardless of whether the leaders believe it.
And I want to welcome into the show. He changed his name a little bit. The algorithm.
Yeah, I even see the name change. I even peep it.
So we're gonna see what the name change is about. Good day, algorithm unfiltered. What is your thoughts? Talk to me, my brother.
I just think people are people, and we like to try to group people up into these little groups because it's easier to understand in that particular way. When we just need to view people for who they are and stop trying to combine people because they're around the same circles. Can you imagine a world where you're actually judged on what your friends did or people you went to high school with? Because you guys went to the same high school, you guys are all judged underneath the same umbrella. You have to allow people to actually be judged upon their own bullshit and their own righteousness. But that's not what we do. We rather group people up because it's that much easier to understand the situation or to group people.
So no, actually, we are doing exactly what you're saying. We allow them to talk, we allow them to communicate, and then we assess them properly. But then when we assess them properly, they want to get out of the group that they put themselves in. If you are just saying negative stereotypes that you don't have no proof, you regurgitating information, remedial rhetoric that you heard, you are put in the rightful place of being a negative person within a certain community. So we are not just putting them in just because, we are putting them in because they put themselves in that box. And then when we call a thing, that's when they say, why are you lumping me up in that? No, we put you in a place that you asked to be in. Yeah.
It's like being and this is what I'm trying to get at. It's like being in the space, right? You may have, this person may be, I'm gonna try to use, I'll use politics, right? Because this person is probably more left wing. You associate that person on the left wing with the extreme people on the left wing. So when you're trying to get your points off, you're pretty much arguing the points of the pretty much the one that's all the way left in that particular party. And the same thing happens with the right. So when you try to group these people up into one thing, you're never going to get a good tasting of what you're trying to get the answers to. What ends up happening is you just say, oh, I could use in this space, oh, those Manosphere guys or those red pill guys. You kind of group them all up and you don't give them an actual chance to hear their whole philosophy. And when you do that, you're never going to get the real answers. You're just going to get some bullshit.
So if someone is like, let's say someone goes to angry, well, I don't really know these people that well, but let's just say the ones I've heard that are like super red pill or whatever, Angry Man, Obsidian, and some other names that I don't know. Let's say someone is always in those spaces and then they come over here. Why is it wrong to assume that they support that rhetoric? They're over here regurgitating the shit they've heard over there. Why is it wrong to put them in the same bucket? Even if they don't regurgitate, let's say we haven't heard them talk at all.
You just proved my point. You literally just proved my point. No, that's what I'm trying to say, because you don't really get an actual tasting of who that person actually is and what they actually stand for. Like someone could believe that you were, like, for instance, I had an argument with someone last week, right? I told him, oh, you don't want people to have guns. He said, no, I don't mind regular guns. People having regular guns. I just don't want them to have assault rifles. You see how one party could say one thing and you just think that they agree with everything. Like, for instance, you may represent a location where you're from. You may say, oh, I'm from the Bay Area, or I'm from, Opelika or Miami. But do you associate yourself with the people that's actually committing crimes in that area? Or you just from the area and you associate yourself with who you are in the circles that you actually, created? When it comes towards that, is everybody, put it this way, what I'm trying to say is everybody, is everything a monolith? Is it an echo chamber in your circle? Does it sound like everybody's saying the same thing? Because sometimes we come to these spaces, Proof and Sharon goes to different panels, right? Places where he probably don't agree with them, to have discourse. So do we say that Sharon's red pill because he was on either let's say someone who's red pill channel? Or do we say he's going on there actually having discourse? And this is why you got to judge people on their own merit versus trying to judge people on what you think their ideology is.
Well, I 100% agree with what you're saying to a certain extent. For example, I'm conservative, but that doesn't mean that I follow Trump. I can't stand Trump. So I get what you're saying. Like, if I told someone I'm conservative, they immediately maybe say, oh, he's a Republican. He rocks with Trump or whatever. But that's not the case. But with these things, if you have, for example, when you look at political parties and stuff, they've changed over time. So what's conservative now is not conservative back then. And when your movement, let's say I'm a, Bush era type of conservative, if conservative keeps changing where it's more Trump than it is actual conservative, or what I grew up on conservatism, I can no longer call myself a conservative. There has to be a different movement that I associate with, because the movement that I once associated with is no longer what it was. So when you go into red pill, for example, although it may not have started as a woman bashing X, Y, and Z space, that's what all the leaders and all the followers now do. So if you call yourself red pill, that's what you're going to be associated with. If you don't want to be associated with that, you have to move away from that. When you're talking about geographical location, I can't change anything about being away from the Bay. The Bay doesn't include anything other than you're from this geographical area. So you can't associate someone with, oh, they're from the Bay, they represent the entire Bay. But if someone says they're red pill and they follow all the red pill stuff until they say otherwise, you can't, in my opinion, associate them with those things.
Instead of assuming that they carry the entire red pill philosophy, you can ask them. See, this is the part that people don't do. You can ask them, what makes you red pill? What do you consider the red pill to be? And if it aligns up with those things that you deem negative, then you can associate them with what they say that they follow. But if it doesn't align with if it doesn't align with them, now okay, that person's red pill adjacent if they have certain things that they agree with. And this is one thing that people do, because you're probably, let's say, red pill, blue pill, whatever pill you want to name, because you're like Sharon like to say, lover of men adjacent, right? Because you're one of these particular things and you're adjacent to them, they automatically assume that you're them. You know what else? You know what's adjacent to Christianity? The Muslim people. They all follow underneath an Abrahamic God. Does that mean that the Muslim person is Christian? No, but they're adjacent to the Abrahamic God.
No, that's a perfect example.
And this is what I'm trying to say. You just can't say because this person hang out with this person, that person's a murderer. Because this person hang out with this person, that person's a hoe. They might be brothers.
Okay, but listen, I understand where your realms is. I'm not even trying to argue whatever you're saying, because I can understand whatever you're trying to say too, right? But it's different now. What we're talking about is somebody that people are claiming to be the creator of something. Okay, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus, right? So even I didn't create the way of life that I believe in, but I believe in it, right? So even if I see a person that is falling down on the low side of it, I might go and speak to the person or tell the person something to say, yo, bro, you're not doing something in the right way. Maybe you can do this the right way. We've heard Obsidian talk. He said these people are rejects. He thrown these people to the dark corners of the earth. He don't even care about the people that believes in their own ideologies. When do you take credit for what you believe in? Because if you believe in something, that means people are making it look bad and giving it a black eye.
And
That means
you also
that you got to be able to be calling that out too. As much as you calling out the women or whatever else you want to call out, you should be calling these people that you say are different than the manosphere by name and number, to say that these people are not the people y'all should be following, because this is what we're really on, and those things are not that. Because a person just going into the space, you don't know the difference between water and wine. You see it all. You know what I'm saying? So how does anybody know the difference between such and such? And when the people that actually create the ideology and the actual thoughts don't even care about people that's picking up the actual thoughts, then we got these people that cannot. Now we have the arguments. Now we have these people that's lashing out and all of this that's going on. You got a bunch of rejects out here. What are y'all going to do?
I just want to say this. Like, I understand all you gentlemen's point, right? But here's the thing too. Like, for example, if you see somebody, or let's say you had a friend, and they say they go to clubs that they do drugs at, and you know that you don't, that you don't do drugs, right? And you know that there's a possibility that not everybody that's at the club is doing drugs, and you decide to not go to that club because you just don't want to be around drugs. Is that a bad thing?
no, it's choice. It's just, you
Right.
you have the choice to. You have a choice.
No, absolutely. So that's why I said I agree with you. But the thing about it is, we can't get mad at people who decide that they don't even want to attempt to get to know whether or not if there's drugs or not going on in that club. There's going to be
And
some people who are going to be, who's going to be willing to be like, you know what, I'm going to go in there and see if there is any drug users at the club and still have a good time. And then there's going to be other people who say, I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. The simple fact that I even got the information that there's going to be drugs there and I don't want to be around drugs, I'm not going.
That's real.
now,
Self accountability, right? You're coming from a place of self accountability, MJ, which I can understand that. But when we're talking about people are claiming ownership of this thing, right? And this thing has transformed, right? Because when we're speaking about it, he's saying, nah, man, this is an organization thing, and whatever they doing on YouTube is what they doing on YouTube. But this all started from like YouTube and internet. So people wanted the subscribers, people wanted the following, people wanted the Cash App, people wanted the super chat, people wanted all these people's whatever they're gonna give them. But now it's like, nah, we don't need this no more. We're gonna dash this to the side, and you don't care about this when everybody is a product of this. This is the environment. Y'all created the environment. How do you not?
But what you can't. I'm gonna tell you what you're doing right now, Uda. You're pretty much saying you were a slave, so you should always be a slave.
Oh, what you mean?
That's exactly what you're saying. You're trying to say that you came up in this environment. Now you're trying to distance yourself from this environment. You came up from the environment of slavery, and I'm using this as an example. I'm using it as an example. This is what you actually. But the thing is you're pretty much what you just stated. If you're a part of this environment, or you was a product of this environment, this is what you are. See, the thing about the mind is that the thing about the mind that is malleable, is easily shaped and formed. That's the beautiful thing about the mind. You have a choice to shape your mind the way you want to. But no one has ever changed anything with a closed mouth at all. If you don't practice discourse, how are you helping? You're just as bad as the person that's saying something, because you're not being a part of the solution. We're men. We're solution based. Think about it. Think about it. Back in the days before there was AC, you had a woman in your ear telling you, man, it is too goddamn hot, right? Someone created the fucking AC. I'm just giving you an example.
I'm gonna give you one. If we're solution-based and
so
Obsidian is the leader, why not come up with a solution for these people that you think are rejects that you're throwing to the corner of the earth?
That's the thing, though. You got people, right? In this,
why don't
you got people.
You got all these smarts and these talking points. Come up with a solution to help these guys.
This is the thing right here. You actually have an opportunity, right? Yeah. All these strong points that you have to actually do the research, study that, because these people actually allow you.
That's why I'm talking to you now. That's why I'm talking to you, bro. I'm not talking from a fool's perspective.
For a second,
it's truth.
No one's not saying that. The thing is right, when you disagree with something and you want to see change, You actually combat it. You don't just stay humble and be quiet. Think about it. The person with the microphone is being the one heard. If you don't have the microphone, we can't hear what you're saying unless you're yelling. And then we got to strain to hear you. So if you feel strongly about these particular people and their message, you can combat it. And I'm pretty sure some or maybe all wouldn't mind having that discourse with you.
Yeah, I'm not knocking that.
Because
I'm not
think
knocking
about it. Think about it. We as sports fans, right?
Mhm.
Or whatever type of fans. We sit in the house and we talk about who's the best and who's this and who's that, right? Okay, if you just do it in the corner of your home, who the hell hears your fucking thoughts? No one hears your thoughts. So if you feel this strongly about it,
No, but
you
we
should
outside.
speak
We're already
on.
talking about these
should-
things. So that's a fast forward. So I can skip you past that because we've been talking about these things.
No, but what is that's
So we're
that's what
past
I'm
that
talking
part. So you're
about.
making. So
There's
we're gonna,
a there's a
hold up,
there's a
algorithm.
point.
We're gonna skip.
There's
I'm
a
gonna skip
point.
past that
There's
place.
a point
That's
where
not
you
the place
have
we're
to.
at. The place is helping those people, not helping me. The place is helping those people. You're getting you're getting confused here. No, you are an advocate. You represent the same thing. So you got to understand, you're a microcosm of the same thing. You come from it. Okay. So you come from the ideologies of it. Okay. So that means you the one that need to be pushing out for them guys to be whatever the hell may be. Not me. I don't give a fuck about that. I believe in something else. It's like I'm over here Christian, they over there Muslims. Okay, they over there as Muslims. Okay, I'm a Christian. So why the hell would I be over there running around with Muslims? No. That's your job, sir. That's Obsidian's job, sir. That's anybody else that claims to be an advocate, claims to be a representative of it, or came to be the leader or the creator of it, brother. That's where you got to claim, not blame. Because I'm not attacking you because I don't know you personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't know you personally to attack you. You know what I mean? Because I don't, and we both black, so I get.
Let me tell you what I'm hearing. Let me tell you what I'm hearing, and I could be hearing it wrong.
Yeah.
You're trying to say that if this person is a part of it, they should be the person that actually attacked it. So if this person also does crime in the neighborhood, they should be the one to stop the crime. But if you see the crime, you're not going to say nothing because you're not a part of the crime.
No,
This is what you're saying.
I'm saying something. You see me speaking.
I'm giving you an analogy because sometimes when we try to say the same thing, no, because at the end of the day, if you feel strongly about something, and you keep your mouth closed, you are part of the problem.
No one's keeping their mouth closed. We're all speaking. So past that part.
That's the thing though. These people, and I'm pretty sure, like I give you a great example. Sharon, if you had a subject matter that you wanted to speak on, right? And these people from various spaces come over here and they want to challenge your points, would you say, I'm not going to pull up the link for you? Or would you actually have the discourse?
I always have like you are up here right now. I always will have the discourse.
Exactly. And that's all I'm saying. So these people actually allow you to go on their channel and actually debate these things or have the conversation when it comes to these things.
Okay.
So you have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to get your point across.
Going around in circles. Let me ask you this: what do you feel about the people that Obsidian, or like I was just on a panel speaking with the man himself, and I asked the man questions on the panel himself, and I balked on one of them people that act like he was an advocate of the same thing that you believe in.
That doesn't, but that's the thing though. I need more context than what do I think about people.
I ain't even get off the runway, brother. I ain't even get off the runway, brother. I ain't even get a chance to even land, bro. Come on, bro. I ain't even saying that. It's not about you. I'm not attacking you, brother. So
I know you're not. This is how I speak. No.
It's okay.
This is how I speak.
You can answer. Just let them land there, and you can answer.
I ain't mad with you.
I want to get everybody in
mad
there.
with you. Got the pool back there. I got you, bro. I got you. But look, that's what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Look what I'm saying. But look, what do you think about the people like, all right, cool. So if he's saying like it's giving a black eye, right? The Manosphere is giving a black eye by certain people that is running around with talking points. They run around arguing, acting like they represent this thought, this way of thinking, right? Which is giving it a black eye. What do you feel about those people? Not the man, not the leader of it right now. We'll separate him right now. What do you feel about those people that are giving the Manosphere this black eye, that are running around with talking points, just want to argue with women and all that? A lot of them is weirdos. A lot of them can't get a girl. Want to tell you about getting a girl, but never got a girl. You know what I mean? We're just talking with one the other day. He ain't even got no girl. So I'm like, how you changed it, how you used the ideology to help your way of life, and he couldn't explain it. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. If you could explain your change, know what I mean? So what do you feel about those kind of people that's given this thing that black eye that he's saying, forget about them. They in the dark corners and just forget about them. But they all mingled in the whole thing. And if I come into the space as a new person, how can I tell the difference from the trees and everything else? Is what I'm saying. You feel me?
All right, three things, right? Three things on the topic that you spoke on. This is what I spoke on earlier.
Yeah.
If I had a disagreement, or if I wanted to challenge the person's point, I wouldn't focus on what they heard with him. I would focus on their ideology, on why did they actually get there. That's what I said in the beginning. Second point, you also just made assumptions of the people that actually visit those pages and say they're weirdos, they don't have girls, but you don't even know their actual housing, their home address. You don't even know the
Obsidian said
county
this.
or
Not
the
my
thing.
word.
No,
He
what you
said this.
said was that the people who visit his page, you say they are weirdos. So my whole thing. So if I told you, right, Uda, it'd be a good idea to jump off a 10-story building and try to land on your fucking feet. You're gonna say, what the fuck is you gonna do? People are going to say things. This is how I talk, Sharon. I'm a hype dude. This is how I talk. Okay, I'm not upset. But what I'm trying to say is, right, Uda, just because someone tells you something doesn't mean you have to follow. We're not playing the life of Simon Says. So for you, you're not doing what Obsidian said.
With that
okay, hold on. The problem is that's just not true what you're saying. Let me shout out to these Unlikely with the 2 bars. Salute to the Bracey Show. Thank you so much. Also on the Cash App, it says, give thumbs up if you need me to come over. Thumbs up. Welcome to the show. The Real Prism. Good day, beautiful. How you doing? What's your thoughts?
Hey, everybody. Hey, Miss MJ.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. So you know I've always come in with receipts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we know what's been going on. Obsidian has made his little reintroduction, and we keep on having these conversations about the Manosphere and his little talking points that, it's only for entertainment and all these different things. So you guys can let me know if you can hear this. Give me 1 second.
All right, let's go.
Sharon, just let me know if you can hear this, please.
Okay.
Yes. I understand that.
Can you hear that?
Yes, we can.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to go back. It's going to take a second, but I want everybody to hear this. And I'm going to get quiet. Give me 1 second.
All right. Evidence. Let's go. And this is the important part. Algorithm Unfiltered need to be here for the real evidence of what these men are saying and what they are pushing out there.
I can hear everything that's going on. I got good technology over here.
History away, but that doesn't mean that men such as myself and others won't stop trying to make a safer community and space for Black women and Black children. And even if you never view it as good enough, we still want to take that responsibility and do what we have to do, and that's what I've done.
No, well, my position is I give to the needy, not the greedy. I don't give to ungrateful ladies. Ungrateful, and I'm being very charitable here because I'm on another platform. But if I was back home, I'd say something different. The minute that you show yourself to be ungrateful as a woman, all bets are off. And Bell 4148, you got my quote wrong. I said lying face down in a pool of your own blood. When you do dumb shit, you win stupid prizes. What part of that don't you get, ladies? Want to live longer? Choose the boring guy. Next question.
Any comments?
Wow.
And then,
hold on, Obsidian.
Hold on. Let me stop it.
We can never watch that away.
I've been knew that because I was around the time when they said that they wanted to see Black women in a pool of their own blood. They wanted to see Black women hanged in Congo Square. Even that was having been said to me before. So I mean that's not nothing new.
Right, but I think a lot of people, Miss MJ, did not know that Obsidian, because all his channel was gone, and a lot of people are new coming into the space, and a lot of people did not hear that. They have not heard him say these type of things. He kept coming off like this is for entertainment. They pay me for my entertainment. I think World Class has on his channel where he's up there with Courtney Michelle, and she has a recording where she did with him talking about, this is for he's doing this for entertainment. If you Black women don't want me to have entertainment, people are sending me stuff, then stop doing dumb shit. It's stuff like this. So basically what he's doing, he's social media hunting you. He's a predator. He's a social media predator. That's what he is. He's going to go look for all the stuff that the worst Black women are doing and making bad decisions. And we already know, Miss MJ, the women that are coming to the spaces to have these conversations are not the women they're talking about. It's us that are coming to the conversations, women that are intelligent, women that are educated, women that have how PhD was said yesterday, we have the ability to articulate things without being confused about how to say things and how to create things. So let me say this. Nobody should think that these guys are our allies. These men are not our allies. The men that was on that panel that gave this panel, Sharon and some of these other men, they might be our allies, but I'm starting to find out a whole lot of stuff that you guys probably don't even see the undercurrent of what's going on here. Okay? So we need to realize that Obsidian is a danger. He stalked for Harriet for what, a year and a half before they finally got rid of his channel. Think about this. All he does is stalk people. She has a Black man. Why was he stalking her? Because she has feminist points of view. Think about this stuff.
No, he didn't stalk her. He also attacked her Black man too. Tried to get him fired, and it was a whole bunch of stuff like that led to him actually getting his channel taken down. It wasn't just like a regular dispute, amongst different topics or viewpoints. It was really, really bad. The whole story about what happened for Harriet never really been told unless she was actually on that channel about what she was going through with that man.
Yeah, it was terrible. Go ahead, Shamar. Go ahead.
And so algorithm. So now maybe it's a bigger picture where you understand like somebody that is the leader and the creator of this space called the Manosphere is saying that women need to be laying in a pool of blood if they're not following the true God, which is a man. That is a huge issue, and other men are following this ideology and this rhetoric. And that's why it's dangerous to our society.
What men are following these ideologies?
They have a whole goddamn man clave.
I have one. I have an example. Sharon, you remember the New York City train shooter, the guy who ended up shooting 10 people on a train? Not only was he a content creator, not only was he a part of the Manosphere, not only was his channel all about talking about harming Black women or women in general. Before he did that was his last. He made a live stream stating that he was going to do like a mass shooting like that, and now he's serving life in prison.
Your turn.
So you don't have to. First of all, I don't know what his disposition was. I don't know why he said the things he said. I don't know if he said it in candor. I don't know, right? But what I can say, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, right? So I can say that, and this is what I'm saying about you could be adjacent to something and don't agree with every talking point. Like for instance, me and Uda. I'll use this example, Uda, because you just popped up on screen. Me and Uda could have totally different views, right? And Uda could come out of his mouth and just say, "Man, I would never agree with anything algorithm says."
Okay, pause.
And
there.
I say, no. Let me finish. And I turn.
Hold on, before you land it. So, do you believe that it is some things that the Triple K would say that you can agree with?
Agreed.
All right. So now, would you say that you are adjacent to the Triple K?
I would not say I'm adjacent to the Triple K. I would not say I'm adjacent to the Triple K. But let me finish my statement, okay? Because you kind of went extreme there, Sharon. So Uda, you probably will tell people, man, I would never ever agree with algorithm ever, right? On any topic. And then the topic comes up, hey, algorithm, do you like watermelon? And I said, I love
It's crazy.
watermelon. And me and you agree on the same damn thing. Why does that mean that the person who listened to probably some of a person, not Obsidian, just a person's topic, means that they follow the monolith that they live by?
You know why? This why though. This why. You know why it becomes crazy? Because look, like even when, because I'm not against nobody. But when you listen, like even when Obsidian was talking the other day, like if you go back and watch, I'm not arguing with him or cursing him, nothing. But when he's talking, he's like, yo, it's the big one and the heifer and the ha and I'm the heathens and all this other stuff. Listen, bro, a lot of this shit gets confusing. Now
I forget who the content creator was. No, let me finish. I think no, go ahead. My bad. I actually interrupted you. My bad, Uda. Go ahead. Finish.
They'll take parts of it which don't make sense, or take the parts that fit for them to use as arguments towards people. You know what I'm saying? So only differences between us both liking watermelon is just that this thing is gonna hurt somebody else's feelings, their livelihood, something about someone, because it's about affecting other people. Because their talking points is about like women, black women, she fat, she this, she a heifer. I'd rather go jump over here with the passport, bro. I'd rather be over here with these kinds of women because they this and that. So you already got this is involved too. So people is involved in this thing. Emotion.
So Uda, if you heard somebody randomly tell you, right, online that you should attack women, anytime you see a woman, would you do it?
No, so I understand
exactly. So guess what? You're gonna have people. But that's the thing, though. I believe that we're all
algorithm.
Understand what's good and what's not good.
Algorithm. The problem is that you cannot use us as anecdotal evidence when MJ just gave you an example of another man that used that rhetoric and went out and did it and implemented in real time in New York City. So you can't use Uda as They got men that's following this rhetoric and produce manifestos and go out there and execute these things on a day-to-day basis. We see men doing things that is degenerate. We see men are not looking at women as human beings.
I'm not saying that people don't
doing things to other human beings that are female.
I'm not saying that people
to our community. So to try to ignore that because on this panel you have a bunch of men that's willing to fight for it and act as if
you should fight for what you believe in. You should.
Hold on, algorithm. What I'm trying to get you to understand, the men that are up here are against the Manosphere talking points. So of course we are not going to agree with anything that Obsidian say. We against them. I went on the panel when I didn't even know who he was. I didn't know how dangerous he was. I never heard this before. I never heard this man speak before.
What's good about him? Like, what's your talking points you like about him? I don't know the guy. I haven't heard of him, but that shit I just heard sounded pretty rough.
I know about him from a time.
Do you? But I got a question for you. Do you really think he would like to see black women face down in a pool of blood?
So why should I? Yes
or no? This is the closing question.
I believe when a man says something that is threatening, I believe him. Yes.
Can I ask
do you believe that that's what he was really trying to say? That he really wants to see that? I don't agree with that.
Why would you speculate that he's lying?
I don't agree with it. I wouldn't agree if he's lying or telling the truth because I wasn't there. I wasn't there for the whole thing. I don't know what was said. Like you got a lot of people.
Here's the problem. I don't know why you want to give him the benefit of doubt.
I'm not giving nobody. I'm not giving nobody benefit of doubt. But you want me? Sound bites exist, and sound bites could be misconstrued.
No,
my whole thing. I don't know,
sir. How about women saying they want to see black men as bullet bags? How does that make you feel?
Okay, good one.
I wouldn't like that personally.
Okay, but that personally is that a person? This is
but I also said right that I wouldn't want to see women in a pool of blood. You see how that works?
No,
I said both
hold on.
things.
Okay, hold on, Manosphere. Hold on. You missed the point of why.
But
Hold
the thing is I know how to think on my own.
Hold on. I want you to understand why she brought that up, because you just dismissing it while you don't understand. So a lot of men in the Manosphere, they would say Cynthia G is not playing. They would not give her the benefit of doubt for her saying those type of things. And they say that they gotta go against her, and she is the worst type of woman, and this, that, and the third, and However, what you are saying is that even though he is saying the same thing, just because he's a man, I give him.
I didn't say that. I gave you the point for the women too. I gave you the point for the women too. I said I wouldn't agree to both.
So you're not understanding.
I gave you the point to both. I wouldn't agree to both. You know what? You got a lot of people. You got a lot of people.
You have to be able to listen. So the problem is that when you are willing to give him the benefit of doubt, it seems that you are arguing for the fact that he could be possibly be misunderstood. It is those type of things you cannot be misunderstood on. It ain't no joke about it. Whether if he's being facetious or not, you got to take that kind of joke serious.
So, and I'm not speaking on the acidic point, okay? Because I already made my comment towards it. I don't agree with that action. Also, the one that the lady just said, I also don't agree with that action. But let's not pretend, and this is not me, taking up for him or anyone else, because at the end of the day, like I stated before, I wasn't there, and from what I heard, I don't agree with it. So I made my point on that. So what I'm going to say right now, how often do you hear people say, oh, I could just kill that MFer? Mm-hmm. And do you really think when they say that they really want to kill them, or they just upset about a particular topic or a particular point, and they're saying this out of frustration? How often does that happen? I'm not saying that that's what his stance or her stance. How often does that happen?
I'm glad that you said it, but why would you have the mental gymnastics to bring two things that have no correlation with each other and say that this man that is always talking down on black women, right? This is not an isolated situation.
I thought he was married to a black woman.
Hold on.
I thought he was married to a black woman.
Hold on. It's not an isolated situation where somebody did something to me, and in the moment I said I could delete a mother effer. He has a track record of talking down on a certain group of people, and then now later on he says he sees them in a pool of blood. This is a track record. This is not a one-off of anger and say I want to do something to somebody because they slapped me in the face. It's not the same.
How do you feel about people with his ideology? How do you feel about those people? Do you want those people in the pool full of blood? Because I already answered your question. I answered your question. What I'm saying is, right, because you said I was doing mental.
Hold on.
You keep telling me to answer your question, and then when I speak, you tell me to hold on.
Yes,
I'll wait.
Because you're moving the goalposts.
I'll wait.
Thank you. Because you're moving the goalposts. You keep trying to pivot instead of address what I'm saying. And the reason why a lot of men that are in the manosphere, they have your same tactic. When I was talking to Obsidian, he did the same thing. Every time I try to pin him to a point, he try to pivot out of it because he don't want to stand on nothing. And we see this is why people get put in this box of a manosphere, because for some reason, y'all have the same thought patterns, y'all have the same debate tactics, y'all have the same communicational style. I don't know why, but it's happening in real time because it happened the other night, Friday. And you're doing the exact same thing. Instead of standing on what this man said and not just condemning him, but he is the leader of the manosphere. So if you said out your own mouth, your words, you do not follow the Triple K, even though they might say something that you agree with. And so now if we follow that logic, you should do the same thing with the manosphere. Yes, he might say a truthful thing every now and then, but as a whole, I'm not going to represent and defend anything like that because it is detrimental to our community as a society.
See, that's the thing, Sharon. That's the thing, Sharon. Sharon, I'm not part of no group. So I follow myself. I'm a self-made man. I follow myself. I don't follow no group. Just because we may agree on certain points, on certain things, doesn't mean I'm part of the group. And this is what I've been trying to illustrate to you and actually explain to you through discourse. just because of those things. I've never told you guys that I was that.
What do
These
you
are
agree?
assumptions.
What
Can-
is
can
your
I agree with, right? Women not being in the pool of blood. Men not being what you said about the woman with the bullet hole. I don't think they said that and meant those things, because I wasn't there and I don't have enough information on it. But if they did say those things and meant it, I don't agree with it whatsoever. I'm not a part of the KKK, nor am I a part of any other organization.
What are your agreements with the Manosphere, sir?
That we need to have a better community. We definitely need to have a better community. We need to learn how to work with each other. We need to stop allowing other people to be involved with our relationship status and how those operationals are ran. We need to be more efficient when it comes towards building our communities.
Okay, so is that Manosphere 1.0, 2.0, 3.0?
That's the algorithm 1.0.
Okay, so
that's why I say we could agree on certain stuff. So if you like watermelon, and someone in the Manosphere you say like watermelon, I'm just using this as an example. If both of you guys like watermelon, does that mean you fully agree with everything that they say? Do that mean you're a part of them? It doesn't mean that.
This is the few bad apples argument. If you're talking about Obsidian Pill,
no, hold on. Algorithm. Do you? How many of these spaces do you go to?
I listen to quite a few of these spaces, but I form my own opinion, and I'm not a walking monolith to one individual or many individuals.
Okay,
it's times where I agree with people. I'm not defending anything.
Okay.
I was asked questions and I responded.
Hold on 1 second. The problem is that you keep trying to separate yourself from it, right? And this is the same thing Obsidian did, right? He tried to say all of the negative things about this Manosphere thing. I'm not a part. I'm only part of the positive things. And you doing the same thing, even though your name is literally Manosphere. You're saying that you are not a part.
Now, Sharon, do you understand what that name meant? Because I think you was there when I explained what my name actually meant.
I just got two more. Can I ask my last two questions?
Let's not be obtuse on why that's my name.
Hold on.
Let's not be obtuse about it.
The issue is that too many men that are in this algorithm are playing stupid to the negative parts of it. Y'all act as if y'all only promote and push the productive part of the Manosphere. And what we see is not that. We do not have any evidence of this positive, productive Manosphere panels. The only time we have any positive, productive Manosphere talking point is when we are talking down in it, and one person's come up here and say, "No, this is what the Manosphere is about, us being healthy," and we see a fat person doing it. He's the one that's talking about being healthy, and he's fat as hell, cholesterol problem. They talk about men need to be in concert with a woman. It's usually a man that haven't touched a woman in 2 to 10 years.
And how do you know that, Sharon?
Because we had conversations.
This is what I'm talking about. But this is how the information could get confused.
Let me answer it. Because I had conversations with these type of men.
And they told you they haven't been with a woman from 2 to 10 years.
We also see the type of panels that they're having.
Kills was your sign.
Did they tell you? See, let me tell you, I don't have to fight for the KKK nor the Manosphere because I'm not a part of any one of those groups. You're telling me to fight for a group that I'm not a part of.
No, you came up here defending
That's the confusing part about it. No, I was asked questions and I answered it to the way I wanted to answer it. I didn't come on here and say this, that, and the third. I'm fighting for anyone. You have not heard me fault for anyone on this panel.
You're saying why are we making assumptions? And then someone played a clip of someone saying something directly, and then you fall back again and say, "Oh, well, we shouldn't believe what they say."
Because the assumption that Sharon just made is
it's not an assumption. Kills came out here earlier and said he hasn't been with a woman for 2 years. That's what he said earlier.
So Kills he's a part of the Manosphere for the 2 to 10 years. He's literally a member of it.
Yes.
That's on him. That's something he should. That should be something he defends.
Okay, hold on. I don't want to. So this is the problem that a lot of these Manosphere talking points have. All of a sudden, y'all wanted to be literal and say, I don't have a Manosphere card. But all your talking points is a part of the Manosphere talking point. Y'all promote the Manosphere. Y'all promote every part of it, except for when y'all get on the panels and y'all want to talk and act as if the Manosphere says anything positive on panels. We do not have no evidence of it. And if y'all would see, this is the problem. Somebody came up here and produced the leader, the person that named the Manosphere, said a certain thing. These are the things that we could produce. We could keep going and find more negative things that the Manosphere human beings, the ones that created it, are saying. And we could produce more and more negative things that they are saying. However, when it comes to men like you that says that the Manosphere is good, y'all cannot produce any kind of evidence.
So Sharon, can I speak now? Because I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I'm trying to have a colloquy with you, not just a monologue. So pretty much, Sharon, those men that are a part of those groups, like the KKK or the Manosphere, should speak on those talking points that you're speaking on. I don't have to be here to defend what another man said. I defend what I say. I defend what I say. Now, I may draw an opinion on what was said within the conversation. I believe that's what we all do. We hear someone say something and we come up with what we think, how we feel about a particular situation. What I'm saying is right, you say that I came on here defending someone. I challenge you to rewind this actual footage of me defending anyone. You're not going to find it. What you are going to find is me giving my opinion on particular talking points and particular points.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get.
But look, Manosphere, boom, people, not but the algorithm now. But look, so just based on that, look, your name had Manosphere algorithms in it before, right?
And I can explain what the name means.
Look, hold up. Let me just
explain what the name means.
Hold up, bro. Remember, I ain't attacking you. Look. Listen what I'm saying, though. If my name was, even if you change it, it doesn't matter. You don't have to believe in something just because your name's something. It's just a name. I'm just saying, though.
You don't even know the reason why I changed it.
Listen, though. But if my name was Jesus on Go at one point, right? Mm-hmm. And then if someone speaks to me about it, right, they will say, you must have represent this in some way. Can someone, if they make an association to me and Jesus worship or Christianity, they wouldn't be wrong if they would compare me or make a correlation to me in something. You would see that I have some sort of belief or some kind of thinking towards it or something around it. So this is what I'm saying. That's why some people may even bring you to these places. That
So Uda, a person having confusion on what my prior name stood for, I have no problem with it. But many people in this space ask me, hey, at that particular point, why do you call yourself Manosphere algorithm? And I explain it to them.
Algorithm. Let me explain something to you real quick. The reason why I interrupt you, right? Because you are majoring in minor things. It's not really about your name. Right.
He made a point, and the thing is he brought it up, so I was just responding to it.
However, what I want you to get down to the conversation.
Okay.
Just using that as an example to why we are having this conversation and why it seems like you are defending, not for you to actually defend your name.
No, okay. So even I'm never defending anyone else. I'm my own person. I defend myself. Okay. So I'm not defending it. If you ask me, hey, what do you think about this particular comment this person made? And I tell you, I don't agree with it. What's wrong with that?
Okay, so now you're saying that we shouldn't judge people by their groups.
Right. No, what I'm trying to say is, right, just because someone's either adjacent, and I try to use the religious point, as a reference.
That was a great example. You could be all Muslim and Christian have two different ideologies. So if you're a Muslim, you would fall under.
But guess what? Both believe in Jesus Christ, though.
One believes that Jesus was God's son. The other one believes he was just a prophet. But the point being is that they believe different things. Therefore, they call themselves different things. Right. So if you are believing, you're proving my point. If you are in the Manosphere, let's say you're in the Manosphere.
I just told you I'm not.
I understand you're not, dude. I'm just saying you as a general thing. Like if someone is in the Manosphere, and they believe some of what they're saying and not all of it, they would then break off and form their own ideology. That's exactly what happened with Islam. Christianity happened with Judaism.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Bloods and Crips. Even Bloods and Crips.
Bloods and Crips. GDs and BDs, GDs and BDs. They
Even
all
games,
separated.
bro, everything.
That, like, so if you believe only some of what something is preaching, then you would break off and form your own ideology. If you do not break off and you still call yourself that, then you would form your own denomination under that ideology, which
But
is
I
what
don't
happens.
form-
Which is what you see with Christianity. You got Baptists, you got Lutherans, you got
you got
other-
over 45,000 different denominations.
Exactly.
When it
So that's
comes
what you
towards
would
the
do.
Christianity-
However, if you call yourself a Christian, you cannot blame someone for saying, "Oh, I think you follow Christian sect. I think that you follow the Bible. You believe that
But
Jesus is the
that's
Son of God."
But that's
You
the thing. I
cannot
did not call
someone,
myself that, though. That's the
one,
thing.
for one.
That'd be a good point. That'd be a good
Yeah.
point. That'd be a good
That's
point
one.
if I called myself that, but I didn't
Okay.
call myself that.
And two, but we're talking about the people that do call them. It's not about you. We're not talking about you specifically. We're talking about the people from the Manosphere that
But
say
my
they
whole
are
thing
from the
is,
Manosphere. So it's not
you
just
want-
you.
You want me to
This is why
defend
I
a
asked.
group that I'm not a part of.
This is why I asked if you go to those spaces, because you're talking as if you're taking it personal, as if you're defending your right to be
Oh,
there.
this is how I speak. And if you ever been on a panel
That's
with
fine.
me, you will notice that this is how I speak.
No, it's
All
no.
right?
The point being is that you're
Let
always
me
doing.
address some money. Let me address some money. Okay, it says, Kasha says they need the vocational school at the conclave. They claim that they do have it there. That's what they say they do.
They need women too. That's why they keep pushing it.
They don't need women because we don't know what they'll try to do.
You know what? My question Obsidian that day was this. What
Can I ask the two questions real quick?
What are two bad things about the Manosphere? This is what I asked them on the panel. I asked Obsidian it. What do you think are some of the bad things about it? Not because when you in something, you could be blissful in anything. We was negative doing some negative stuff. Happy as hell doing some negative shit. So I just said, tell me like two positive things you feel from the Manosphere or the ideology, whatever. And give me two things that you think is negative about it as well. And he gave me some things that he thought was negative. What do you think is two things that's positive about maybe the ideology of the Manosphere, and two things that's negative about maybe the Manosphere, the ideology, or whatever about it? Doesn't matter. Just whatever about it. What is two positive things you think, Algorithm, and what is two things that you may feel could be a possible negative?
I would say two positive things that I've heard from the Manosphere. I've heard people say, try to get married within 6 months. I've heard that. I think that's kind of positive. Don't waste your time when it comes towards dating. If you know that's a person that you're not willing to be with, don't even waste their time. You know, you should be able to figure that out within 3 dates. I've heard that particular jargon. I also heard negative things. The one you just stated, I believe was negative. To tell someone that they should be in a pool of their blood, I believe that's a negative thing to actually say to anyone. I don't wish death upon anyone. I'm giving you guys just played the clip of him actually saying that. Now, I also stated that I don't agree with it.
Yeah.
I want to be sure about that right there. Also, when people make negative comments, false accusations on people in the space, and they don't really have, the evidence to actually back it. They're saying it probably because they don't like the person and they don't care what comes out of their mouth. I don't agree with that as well.
Well, to say this quite honestly, I have the whole 2-hour video, and I'm going to give it to Sharon. So I have all the evidence I need. I'm not
part of the group, so
just hold on. It's not about you, brother.
Hold on a second. So I don't know of anybody who's any part of any organization where they have a leadership, because even men on this space talk about a three-headed what do they call it? A three-headed person that whatever is a demon or whatever you guys you say. So Hydra. Let me say the two heads. So I don't follow any organization that I don't believe in the headship. Okay. I wouldn't follow a man that I don't believe in. So let me say this. You keep on double downing on all of this stuff, but the truth is evident in your conversation, because I've seen you in different places, i.e. number two, when Obsidian was on Freezy's channel the other night, we saw a man that came in with under a blue light. So this man was talking all this stuff, saying all these things, and basically Obsidian threw him under the bus. So, me being the investigative person that I am, I went over to this man's channel and found out that he's been saying some pretty terrible things about Black women. And he actually created a channel called KKK Killer Keishas.
The one that was talking with me, that I was talking to?
With the blue light, Mr. Uda, yeah, him.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
He had a whole channel, and I'll send the screenshot to Sharon. And the channel was deleted within a couple of days by YouTube. So which means that would give me the ability that by that to get rid of his channel too. Because some of the things that he's saying on that channel is absolutely horrific about Black women. And he's regurgitating some of the MGTOW stuff that the man said a couple years back when I first came into the space, that he wanted to get rid of all Black women in America. And that we need to start all over and start with their daughters, even if they're little girls. We remember that video. Sharon had that video. I sent that access to him and PhD. But you guys need to stop playing around. If you are following it, you're part of it. I don't know anybody who's part of any group thinks that don't have the same thinking pattern somewhere. Okay? If like somebody said, Black women empowerment and Manosphere are the same things. Not for everybody, it isn't, sir. Not for everybody, it isn't. Some people in Black women empowerment want to see women get their degrees. They want to see them be mentally healthy, physically healthy. They want to make them make money or whatever. Don't think that everybody's the same in that in what y'all call BW, just because a woman's speaking to other women about empowering themselves. So, but anyway, Mr. Sharon, I don't have anything else to say. I appreciate you, gentlemen. But Mr. Uda, let me tell you something. I was so weak the other night when he said, get your head straight. And you looked up and you were your face was like, what did he say? That thing
Like
was
what?
hilarious. But yeah, this stuff.
Don't do it, bro. I'll be chilling. I'm humble, and I'll be chilling. I'm from Brooklyn, bro.
And let me just address work, and he's in the back, but I cannot pull you up because it says device not connected. So it's not me. For some reason it says device not connected, even though you are back there. I wrote to you in the back chat.
Okay, well, hi to everybody in the chat that said hi. Thank you, Sharon. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Talk to you later.
Appreciate you, Prism. Thank you for that evidence. And it's not something that you can refute, especially when he is producing more men that is producing negative stereotype content. And that's the thing that and this is why I brought up the 3K thing. Please don't say the whole thing. God damn it, algorithm shit. And so
I was speaking Spanish.
Good Lord have mercy. But AR wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Go ahead, AR. Powder Dusty, I know he wanted to jump in as well. And also Powder Dusty, so you know Mr. Work?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking, is that Obsidian?
No, that was the one that was in the chat saying that put me in the game.
Oh, okay. He's from my channel. I don't know him though. I've never interacted with him.
Okay, so you know of him, but so is he safe or you're not sure?
I can't guarantee anything. Yeah.
Let me see. Welcome to the show, Mr. Work. Good day. How you doing?
Nice.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Rough.
That's what I figured.
Try to get us.
What was it?
You know what it was. It's what those men love to do, even though they act like they don't do it. They love to show all this goddamn. They love to show it. Let's see. He came back. Let me see. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was an accident. Let me see. Welcome to the show, Mr. Work.
Can you hear me? Sorry about that.
I can hear you now.
No, I just wanted to say in defense of the person who's defending the position of the Manosphere, it seems like it's too easy. What you guys are doing is essentially trying to conflate the Manosphere with all aspects to try to easily demonize it and discredit it. Are there people that are racist within the Manosphere? Yes, but that doesn't mean their racist ideologies are part of the Manosphere. And here's a simple analogy that I wanted to pose to the group. Fourth wave feminism preaches of the eradication of men. Would you say that all feminists there have to hold the position of fourth wave feminism?
This is the few bad apples. This is the same exact argument that he just made. Same exact argument. The Manosphere is about being mad at women. That's the common thread through all of them. When homie said the good thing was to not waste your time with women that you don't plan to marry, that's basically saying, I mean, that's you don't have the same energy for men. You waste time with men that you're not going to marry.
Well, that's not even true either, because some of the teaching of the Manosphere is to not waste time with men that would have like a crabs in the bucket mentality. So it's not even directed all at women. It's basically just male improvement.
Didn't you all find the Manosphere through some sort of a? If you search Manosphere, if you search Red Pill, the things that come up are anti-women rhetoric, and so that seems to be the common thread. I don't know how else people would discover the Manosphere besides that.
Well, just because it's part of the rhetoric and the framing.
Well, how did you find it?
Also, I would reject the framing. How did I find it? Through a content creator called CGA.
And do you disagree that that's a common thread? Like that's
all right, so
the
let's
thing.
go with CGA. CGA, you think that he promotes positivity about women?
Well, that's not the purpose of the Manosphere. It's male improvement, not female improvement. That would be feminism.
All right. So what I'm trying to get you to tell the truth about. So do you see so what is he that he's talking about that is male improvement? Because I don't see the rhetoric that he's saying that is male improvement.
So he commonly says to boss up, meaning for men to improve themselves, get to a position where they're able to enter into relationships with leverage, which in itself, by definition, is male improvement.
Okay, so now if I was to click on his channel and I go through his titles, it's going to talk about, hey men, we need to be getting changing our mentality, changing our ideologies, reading more books. This is what you're saying that's what's going to be on his channel, or is it going to be topics about women? Which one is it going to be?
Well, you see, I reject your framing because you're trying to strongman it. I never said he talks about reading more books.
Oh my God!
Hold on, AR, please. So the problem is that y'all try to focus on these little BS good things that they say once in a while, instead of the main bulk of what they are talking about is being degenerate males. Like, so CGA talking about being a free agent, meaning what? He want to go and be sexual with as many women as he possibly can. While
no, that's not what free agent means.
It means unmarried, right?
No. Free agent means basically to set the choices you want to pursue in life. And like he even has a book about getting married and the things you should be aware of. So he wouldn't discredit marriage altogether.
He does discredit marriage. I've heard him do it.
Me too.
Well, it's just about
recently,
choices.
By the way.
It's about putting yourself in a position to make choices.
Okay.
Position of power.
Okay, let me get 1 second. I got a couple of new people that want to join the panel. Let me see, because they don't want to get on camera. Let me see. Advantage female. Good day.
Average female debater. I know her.
Yes. You know that person? You can vouch?
She's good. Yep, she's good.
All right. And also we got Alawine.
2 A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Alawine 722.
Yep, they're both good. What's up?
Okay, you recognize him as well?
I do.
Okay, perfect. All right.
I've been on Clubhouse multiple times.
Hey, Sharon, you keep muting me as if I'm not a disciplined person.
No, I'm muting you because I'm muting you because you have a background noise coming in probably from.
Okay.
I was trying to get to tell you that, but yeah, not because you were jumping.
But brother, why don't you have the same smoke for feminism? How come you don't have the same smoke?
Feminism is the same thing.
First of all, I tell you, because I'm a man, number one. That's why. So I talk about man stuff. I don't talk about no feminism because feminism doesn't affect me. I don't see nothing wrong with a woman wanting equal opportunity in society. It's nothing wrong with that. Now,
well, you see, you're picking and choosing though, because that's not all they talk about. They also talk about how men are violent, how men are more likely to abuse you in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big part of their movement as well.
Is
and
that
part of feminism?
Okay, so let's build with that. Is it a true statement that men are violent?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the problem.
Hold on, I just want to understand if it's okay to talk about the truth. Is it true that men are violent?
Well, everybody's violent. Everybody has the capacity for violence.
No, so
okay, not flatly.
So this is the problem with these talking points, right? So if we go by stats, who is it proven that is violent, men or women?
Well, as a general statement, most men are not violent. So
that's not. But when we go with the crime of violent things that happening, right? But we just focus on that majority of human beings that are violent. Who are the more violent people in the world, men or women?
Okay, so here's the issue though. There's stats that
Answer
easily
the question
dysfunction.
first, and then you could go ahead and participate.
Who's
Answer
more
it.
violent overall between men and women? It would be men.
Okay, so now were those women that is part of the feminist movement, right? Because you're trying to bundle it all up. Were they telling a lie or were they telling the truth about men being violent?
So they're telling a lie because it's in the context of relationships. And if you look at the CDC study when it comes to domestic violence, lesbian couples have the highest rate of domestic violence within their relationship.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah.
Okay, so hold on, pause there. So you talking about a per capita, right?
Yeah, yep. So if there was an equal amount of lesbian relationships to same-sex relationships, then lesbian relationships would have more overall violence within their relationship.
Perfect. But when we are having a conversation, right? We are talking about men and women being together, correct?
Well, you're framing
Sharon, you gotta point it out that he's right about that, Sharon. Don't skip over it.
Hold on.
Sharon, why are you discounting the
Yeah,
fact
mute his mic again. Mute his mic again.
So hold on. That is a fine statistic that women fight other women. That is okay. Fine. Women fight other women that's in relationships. Great. However, when we are having a conversation about the manosphere, we're talking about men and women being together. So talking about women. So hold on. So talking about women relationships has nothing to do with the manosphere at all.
Well, you're changing the framing because my point was that women feminism talk about domestic violence in relationships.
Okay,
and that's
so
a big part of that's a large part of their talking points.
Okay, so stop there. So the reason why those women are talking about because they are in relationship with men, not because they are in relationship with women. So again, we're talking about men and women relationships. You cannot say, hey, just because they are women, now we gotta lump in female and female relationships into the conversation. Absolutely not.
Can we make
I know, but the problem is they're demonizing men as being the aggressors.
But it
does
because
women are more likely to aggress in relationships.
It hardly matters though, because they're less likely to do any damage. They're just not going to.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like
Okay,
So we're talking about a principle thing, right? Like if a woman attacks a man, it doesn't matter most of the time. If a man attacks a woman, it's likely to matter.
What if that person attacks them with a weapon? See, you got to put other stuff in there too. Most attacks happens with either pew pews and knives.
We suck at those.
Okay.
My whole thing is it can happen. We're gonna say that. I'm gonna say that a woman with a pew pew is less violent than without.
Hold on. Before I want everybody's going to get a chance to talk. Please, everybody's will be able to speak their mind. But the problem with the manosphere, they keep trying to throw in cheap shots for no reason. Bringing in female relationships has nothing to do with our conversation. Bringing up the very small nuance that a woman might use a weapon doesn't have anything to do with the conversation, because most women that try to use a weapon, they get the women turned on them anyway.
Yeah.
So
no, the reason I bring up
if we stay focused on the conversation, stop trying to throw in and muddy the water and say, but this can happen and but this can happen. Who cares what all these whataboutisms? Let's talk about
most attacks happen with weapons, and most attacks don't get reported. So let's not do that.
Set the stage of the majority of what we are talking about, not the little few things that do possibly happen every once in a blue moon when it is a female that deletes a man. We understand it happens. Nothing is 100%. But when we talk about the majority of the conversation, the manosphere, I'm not talking about female and female relationships. So let's cut it out.
Nope.
Unless if you want to do it that way,
the thing is, Sharon, how you going? You having a monologue? You're not having discourse.
And you kind of
just making a straw man.
Hold on. And so if we want to bring in female conversations and saying how they are the worst, then I guess we want to bring in male on male relationships.
I'm not saying they're the worst.
I don't want you to comment on me. Hold on. If you're going to bring in female and female relationships, then you better bring on man relationships, because they don't get divorced. So you might as well go ahead and be with a fucking man then. If you don't want to be a man, shut the fuck up about gay relationships, because they have nothing to do with this conversation. So don't bring up no woman on woman. Don't bring up no man to man, because we're not having conversations about that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you got me. You got me, brother.
Can we get a word in, Sharon, or we can listen to you yell at the microphone?
Yo,
Do you know what the
Can we
purpose
get a
was for
word
me
in?
bringing up feminism?
Because you were being disingenuous, Sharon. You
don't
said,
tell me what I'm doing. Hold on. So
Go put a shirt
that's
on.
what we doing.
hold on. Don't tell me what I'm doing when I just made it very clear. So you don't gotta say I'm this and this and this and that. I don't want to hear that. Me and Mr. Work was having a conversation about men and women. He brought up female on female relationships, but he's not going to bring up the fact that man on man don't divorce. If that's the case, then go ahead and be a part of that most successful relationship and live your best life. But you're not going to talk about it. So don't bring in female on females. That's all I'm saying. So,
but look, brother, once again, I reject your framing.
I want to finish the conversation and keep it on the topic. Then we're going to bring in average female debater into the conversation, and then we're going to bring in 722 so everybody can get their voice. And we have a lot of people here.
Can I ask my questions?
But brother, how are you telling me to keep it on the
I'm telling you
topic
what I'm
if you're
doing.
the
Don't
one
ask me no
changing the
questions. I'm
topic?
telling you what I'm doing.
You're
Don't
changing the
ask me
topic.
nothing. So what we're going to do is, Mr. Work, finish your thought. We're going to get average female debater, 722. I'm bringing one more person up. Jesus.
Okay, thank you. So I just want to finish my thought. The reason I brought up feminism is because it's comparable to the manosphere, and that feminism also advocates for women or empowerment. The manosphere is basically the advocation of men empowerment. The interesting thing, though, is that there's positions in feminism that talk about the eradication of men. That does not exist in the manosphere. But you wouldn't contribute all of the feminist ideology to that one position that they do hold, or some of them hold in their view. The reason I brought that up is because, yes, there's some racist ideology in the manosphere, but you can't contribute that to the whole or the entirety of the manosphere, just like you wouldn't for the eradication of men within feminism.
Are women putting you in danger, bro?
It depends. If the fourth wave feminism had power and were in political positions, then what would stop them from bringing forth the eradication of men?
I just think that the manosphere is actually exactly the same thing as feminism. It's just the other side of the same paradigm. But y'all are playing the same game, which is the other sex is bad, and you're mad at them, and you're a feminist.
Okay, so I bet you can't define feminism because it'll debunk your statement.
Okay. All right. So he don't want to engage. I'm gonna give average female debater opportunities to jump in there. Then we got 722 right after that. Go ahead, average female debater.
Thank you, sir. And I promise I won't talk anything about GAY relations. Yeah, I do believe that there is not a nexus between feminism and the manosphere specifically. I think that the manosphere ought to exist because men need their own spaces. Women, we generally ruin a lot of shit online. We've done it many times. We usually go on and on and on about stupid things to the point where men are like, why is this woman even being given?
Take her advice and get her out of here. Like, why are we listening to you if you're going to undercut yourself that immediately?
Why is she even being given the opportunity to talk? Right? And I think that we do need a separation. I don't think necessarily the manosphere is a separation absent reason. I think it is a useful separation, which provides a sense of security for men who do not want to necessarily associate with women on the internet.
So I just don't agree with the correlation between feminism and manosphere. If manosphere was about having some kind of rights for men, and then I will understand it. But feminism is about getting an equal opportunity in society so they could be autonomous on their own. Men, on the other hand, they are trying to take rights away from women to force them back into relationships, force them back into households, taking away the degrees that they are majored in, take away their autonomy to get rid of a child that they do not want, take away autonomy from them. So that's a major difference between feminism just saying, hey, let me have an opportunity versus the manosphere saying, let's take away opportunity.
Can I respond to that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what would be the harm in terms of putting women back in the household and allowing us to live out our effective biblical role?
The harm in it is that you would take away their autonomy to not want to do it. And it gives men the opportunity to take advantage of it and abuse women like how they done in the past. So,
It's
so
crazy
long as it has bad actors out there that could take advantage of it, we cannot say that majority of the men. Well, we know majority of men are violent. So you are putting women in a dangerous situation to not be able to choose the man that they want to be with and protect themselves.
Sharon, you're wrong.
It is highly dangerous to make a blanket statement that a particular part of the population is violent.
She can hold her own.
Just a second.
That
Can
is
I
dangerous language.
No, it's not.
That is dangerous language to say that men in general are dangerous. That is very dangerous.
I understand y'all men are so stoic that you have to talk. However, let the lady answer her own conversation. She's okay.
But you're full of shit.
She doesn't want the right to.
That's true too.
Okay.
That's you, motherfucker.
If she don't say something, can I jump in? Because I just wanted this proof.
She wants to be Dom. Put her in the basement. She'll love you.
And grace to communicate.
Take me to a stove and take away my right.
Oh my God. It's only hold on, y'all. It's only one female on the panel. Y'all attempted to silence her. I don't understand it. It's crazy. Go ahead, average female.
Thank you, Sharon.
Sharon, by the way.
Sir. No, so like what would be the issue? Like how would that problem arise if my father or my brother chose my husband?
Because majority of men are not good discernment of other men, as we could tell by them choosing. And the reason why we know is because they would choose the manosphere, right? They will listen to somebody like a Obsidian that literally said he want to see a woman in a pool of her own blood. So we all understand that that man would not be a good component for a relationship. But all these men would say, he sounds like a good man to me. He goes to work. He said he loves her. And so therefore you need to shut up, listen, F him, feed him, and shut the F up. Because the only reason why you laying in that pool of blood is because you didn't want to listen to God. That's why men should not be choosing a mate for their daughter.
Oh, I don't think my dad would choose that kind of man.
I hear you.
Your dad might not, but lots of dads would.
Sharon putting extra sauce on it. He put extra sauce on it because men are evil.
Well, I'm the sauce man.
You're also a man
I
too.
thought y'all want ladies to speak. Let the lady talk. Go ahead, average female. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying my dad loves me, and my ex fiance, he actually told me this man is just a roommate. He is not a man that you should marry. And I was with that guy for 10 years, and I thank my dad for pointing me in the right direction.
For 10 years, you was going in the wrong direction, but your dad pointed in the right direction.
Yeah, no shit. Did he break up? Did he meddle in your relationship? It sounds like you should
no,
get
I
with the
ended the
algorithm
relationship,
unfiltered. You
Dusty.
guys have similar views.
He was a liberal atheist, and I gave him back.
Hold on. Time out. How come this guy don't get cut off? No.
Exactly, because he agrees with him. Because he agrees with him.
Cut off, but you cut me off.
Because he agrees with him.
Sharon.
Because he agrees with him.
Point out the bullshit.
Okay, Rick, hold on.
Because he agrees with him.
Hold on. Because the man is not just jumping in every 10 seconds and having long-winded conversations.
He's definitely playing double dutch. He's jumping in and out of this conversation.
Hold on. Regardless of what it is, if that's what I'm doing, then that's what I'm doing. You are going to get your opportunity to talk as well. The same way how average female was patient up and we was having a back and forth before y'all kept jumping in. Even though y'all agree with her, y'all want to allow her to defend her own talking point. She was talking, y'all jumping in on the young lady, and she's on your side. But and the reason why y'all jumping in is because y'all don't feel like females are humans and they have the right to communicate with people.
I don't agree with that statement, Sharon. You're dead ass wrong. I agree with people. I agree with people. Actually, I agree with people having their own autonomy to make their own choices.
But your actions.
Are you speaking for me again?
Your
Now you speaking for men again?
He's just using a straw man, bro.
How are you trying to do?
Your actions are speaking way louder than your words. You say that, however, you cutting off a female that is just speaking her mind.
No,
all she's doing, even though you agree with what you think that you can make a better point.
Who did the cutting? No, it was nothing about her, and she totally understand why I jumped in. That's the difference, Sharon. You can fool yourself, but you can't fool the people who's actually listening to what's going on.
Hey, instead of the meta conversation, can I just ask a logical question to Sharon that I've been
I want to have an understanding. So you jumped in because me and her was having what kind of conversation that you needed to help her with?
That's not what I jumped in for. I jumped in because you allow certain people to cut people off, but when anybody else speaks that doesn't agree on your topics, you're quick to say, "Hold on, don't speak."
You never shut
That's
the
what
fuck
you're
up.
quick to do.
Okay, so I'm
Wait.
literally having a conversation with the woman, and you telling me that you want to jump in on a conversation. This is I don't understand. This is basic conversation.
That doesn't work on people who with ears, Sharon. That doesn't work with people with ears. We all heard what happened.
Thank you, because you're not even okay. Now we're not even having a conversation about what we talking about right now. We conversing about the conversation. And this is the problem with a lot of men. Y'all don't even realize that y'all don't say shit. Now I'm
trying to say something
about the fucking conversation.
You're getting really emotional, Sharon.
Allow me be quiet and allow me to conduct the conversation so everybody can get their thought in. If you keep on jumping in before your turn, we're not going to get to hear her full thought of average female. Not going to get the average. So just be calm. Since y'all don't want to let the lady talk, even though we only got one female up here. The one female that is actually on y'all side, y'all don't want to let her talk, which is insane to me. And even though she said she don't want to talk away because she says that female thoughts don't even matter. So go figure.
Right, she wants equality. We're all talking over each other. She got to be part one of the boys.
I got y'all. We will get it back together. Go ahead, 722.
Yeah, I think the Manosphere is just a load of bullshit, to be fair. Yeah, that's just my honest opinion. I think it's a Ponzi scheme making a bunch of men look retarded and getting rich off of it. To be honest.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful statement.
Okay, so can I present an argument now?
No. Wait.
No,
let me,
the fuck up.
Sharon, can I go?
Now you want me to hold the terms.
I agree with
well,
you.
because you guys keep saying we're not talking, but you're not letting us talk.
I think it's so rich. Now you want me to make sure everybody hold their position. You want your spot when you want your spot, right? It's crazy.
I've been quiet. I've been listening.
Exactly. 722 didn't say nothing. He didn't interrupt at all. 722, you finished with that thought for the meantime?
No, I just want to ask a question. How do you compare feminism to the Manosphere?
Right.
How?
Well, we can't answer. So how does that work?
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. He asked the question, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna let my work answer the question. BMU is antsy, and we're gonna let algorithm unfiltered answer it. So this way they could feel like we are treating them fair.
Okay, so I just want to say the framing of Sharon, and thank you for letting me talk. So the framing from the host is that feminism is about equal rights, and the problem with that definition is that women now have equal rights. So if that was the case, then there would be no need for a feminist movement anymore. Unless you can point to one right that men currently have that women don't have.
The right to be drafted.
Checkmate.
Yep, things are fair.
The right
So
to be drafted allows it.
So it's basically a useless movement at this moment. They got their way, and now they can go home.
Yeah. So
but
the reason
what are men doing?
Thank you for the agreement. So the reason
everybody can go home
is because it proves that feminism is not solely about equal rights. Most of it is about female improvement, and most of it is basically talking about how evil men are, which is why fourth wing
how is that different from men's
the
rights?
Eradication of men.
How's that different?
Okay, well,
because the Manosphere does not have a movement to eradicate women. That's how it's different.
I've never heard of a movement to eradicate men until just now. That sounds absurd. I don't.
Okay, Sharon, he's cutting in again, Sharon.
Well,
are you talking about Miss Andrew?
So
my feelings.
So
my feelings.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, Sharon. You muted, Sharon, or something. I can't hear you. Sharon, you muted. Can y'all hear Sharon?
No,
it's okay.
He's pretending he's muted because he couldn't answer that question.
We have to relax. Everybody's going to get a chance to speak, please. I don't know why we acting like we are so antsy that we can't talk. It's okay. Go ahead, BMU, answer the question.
I had more of a statement. My thing is this: we talking about the Manosphere or whatever, and all the things that comes with it, and all the evil stuff is said. Okay, that's on them. That's whoever says what they say is on them. However, who is standing for? And I know a lot of the majority of people. It's not popular these days. If you look around the world, to be anything religious or Christian or biblical, because it's not popular to be that these days. However, I will say who's in the bibliosphere, because my thing is that the men who are standing on that.
I need to stop you. And the reason why I need to stop you because I wanted to stay on subject. We're not talking about
that is subject.
We're not talking about biblical times. We're talking about in
Not
today's time.
not biblical times. Sharon, you're cutting me off because you're being ignorant to what the word says. Your cousin, who is on your show, constantly brings up scripture in biblical terms. I've never heard you cut him off and say you can't use biblical terms. I wish he was here now, so me and him could. That's one thing I agree with your cousin on. Your cousin knows the word. He always brings the word up. He's very consistent in bringing that up. That's one thing I agree with Brownsville on. So you never
hold on, BMU. The problem is the Manosphere do not follow the Christian values. So
some of the values in the Manosphere are mirrored to biblical terms. So, you're talking about
pause there. So no, they are perverting it. They pick and choose which one. Hold on, please.
You have a super chat, sir.
They pick and choose which one to use that is predominantly focused on males. They do not go by the whole Bible. They don't give a damn about putting God first. They put man first. They always say man, woman, child. They do
Sharon, that's what the Bible says.
Manosphere person.
The Bible says God over man over woman over children.
Look. So are you saying Obsidian is following the Bible?
What do you? I'm talking to you about something specific. You're moving the goalpost. You're moving the goalpost. You're moving the goalpost because I was about to crush your argument.
Because I'm moving the goalpost because the person that created the Manosphere, do he follow the Bible? Yes or no?
Sharon,
yes or
no? You're getting emotional again, Sharon.
Yes, I'm getting emotional because y'all
very emotional.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'll tell you why. Since you want to just interrupt and not answer a question.
Yeah, because you're moving the goalpost because I was crushing your argument. I
know y'all keep saying what y'all do, but y'all never actually doing it. Y'all just say
because you keep cutting us off because
you're not able to follow a straight line of communication.
The straight line of communication is simple.
I'm talking about a certain topic. The man just asked a question about feminism, and now you're talking about the Bible. That is not what we are talking about. I want you men that claim that the Manosphere is good, focus on the focus. Stop just saying whatever you want to say. This is a problem with a lot of men.
Sharon, you don't have the answers you don't have the man code, sir. And that's what I'm saying. I'm trying not to go there with you, but you talk like you have the code, sir. If we really look for the men who are standing up like your cousin Brownsville, like myself, married to one woman, all children by the same woman, we're living the life of what the stand-up man is, providing for our families, making sure our wives don't have the burdens and stress of the world that's around us. So maybe you should have men like your cousin Brownsville and myself and others to speak on this matter, because every time we speak on the matter, it seems to be a problem, sir.
Is your wife with you willingly?
Yeah, absolutely, sir.
How does that answer the question that I proposed, which is how do you relate the Manosphere with feminism when they are two totally different things? And
that was my question.
I got you. So here's how you relate the two. So Sharon's definition of feminism has been debunked. It's not about equal rights or it wouldn't exist.
It was my claim.
Well, no, he said that too. Okay. You can look it back. Sharon said that his definition of feminism is for fighting for equal rights. Women have equal rights, therefore the movement wouldn't exist if that was the purpose.
It used to be about that. It no longer is.
Feminism.
But hold on, you don't get a grandstand
yet. The Manosphere is about male empowerment. So it is
over what?
Analogous to each other.
No, the Manosphere.
Over what?
So
over women.
The same to feminism.
Right, they're exactly the same. That's what I've been saying. You just proved my point. The two things are the same. You're just on different teams, but you're playing exactly the same game. You're
okay,
feminist.
But the problem is the question was how are they the same? So you agree that they're the same.
They're the same because you view the other sex as adversarial to you, and you want to empower your team against the other team. That's how they're the same.
Here's the thing. So I reject the framing. I don't even think that's the purpose of it. But if that's your understanding of it, then yes, you would have to say.
What do you reject about it? Be specific. How is that wrong? That's exactly right.
So, in order to improve yourself, doesn't mean you have to see the opposite sex as adversarial. You could also
I
see
heard you
members
use.
of the same sex as adversarial.
So you want to empower two men? How many genders do you believe there are?
2.
Okay, so if you're trying to empower men, it's relative to who? Who's not being empowered there?
To women and other men.
Oh, and other men. So
women.
Yeah, that's what improvement is.
So
right,
only
you're
some
improving
men
yourself.
get to.
It's a competitive nature thing, right? It's male improvement.
Can any man become part of the manosphere? And it will
The
apply to them?
manosphere in itself is kind of a ambiguous term. It's just a
Okay,
collection of-
it is ambiguous. Here, let me just cut to the chase. The answer is yes. Any man can. That applies to any man, right? The manosphere talking points are out there for any man. It's not out there
Yeah.
for women.
Yeah, because it's about male improvement. Women can't, by
Right.
definition,
It's about male improvement
improve if
relative
they're
to
a
female. Male improvement relative to, when you only have two participants, improvement of one is the same as disimprovement of the other. So
No,
all this
they're not
is,
mutually exclusive. How does that make sense?
Bro,
So
you just literally went down a line of logic and made yourself look dumb.
So here's the thing: male improvement,
literally
right? If we're talking about getting in shape or being active, how does a man
That's
getting
what
in
you're
shape
talking about.
But how does that
Well,
disadvantage women? How does that? I'm just using an
I'm looking
example
at
to disprove your argument.
Obsidian. Hold on. I'm looking at Obsidian Pills BitChute. That's the guy you mentioned earlier.
I don't know who that is.
Fuck Women Part 7.
I
Blood,
don't
Sweat,
even know
Tears.
who that is.
These are video titles. These are video titles. I Don't Fuck With People Part 3. Doomer's Digest. Doomer's Digest. Let's see. Fuck Women Part 8.
Okay, but I don't know who that is, bro. So I don't even know. What
Fuck
you're saying.
Normies. Fuck People. These are video titles.
Okay.
Lying Cunts.
So,
brother, what's the
y'all
point
are
you're trying to make?
all
though?
part of
What's
the
point?
manosphere.
That's video titles.
Manosphere, why are you gay?
See, that's an act. Okay, prove it. Prove it. Prove it.
Prove that you're gay.
Okay,
How?
so here, I'll prove it.
So
Yeah,
to
exactly.
me,
How would you prove
See,
that? Because you're just making an
that
ad
request
hoc.
for
This
proof
is an ad hoc.
sounds pretty gay to me. That's my proof.
So here's
you
the
want us to
thing.
prove that you're
Here's the
gay.
thing. If you have to make ad homs, that means you're losing the conversation.
well, no, MGTOW
No,
in itself,
here's the truth, man.
MGTOW in
Okay,
itself is pretty gay
hold
to
on,
me.
hold on, y'all. Hold on. So I want to get
Hold up.
Algorithm to answer. Maybe Algorithm can actually answer the question. Algorithm, you understand the question that 722 asks? Maybe you can answer the question. Go ahead.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, he can. Go ahead, 722.
Sure. How is the manosphere the same as feminism?
I didn't say they're the same. They have two different agendas. Mel wasn't trying to, in the beginning, to get equal rights. They already had there are two different movements. But when it comes towards the movement, both of them was trying to have improvements on two different ends. That's the only difference that I would actually say. Both of them was trying to do either male improvement or female improvement. But right now, things are getting weaponized, and that's what typically happens when people movement tends to get power. It can actually get weaponized in particular standpoints.
Okay.
So, okay, here's my follow up to that then. So, why does a man need? So why does a man need another man to tell him how to live his life whenever he can just physically go do what he needs to do to be a man?
And that's what I believe in. That's what I believe in. I don't use other people to live my life.
Yeah, you do by definition. You were raised by parents, right? You were raised by parents. You were raised by parents. So another person.
I move in my own wave as an adult. So I don't.
Okay.
I follow my new ideology.
Are you
okay? But your original argument was, why would you need someone else to show you how to live your life? Your parents do that, so your argument doesn't make sense.
No, because he's not a child. That doesn't work at all.
Like
people
for
still
me,
get
right?
advisement from their parents.
Hold on. I have not said shit this entire time. Shut the fuck up for a minute. Why are you defending something such as the Manosphere, who is literally telling you how to live your fucking life and go eat and what to drink and what bitches to fuck and everything else, but yet you sitting here saying the feminism's trying to destroy y'all?
It's time to
Did you hear me say that?
Look, I can easily address that question. So your framing once again is off. It's not a force of how to live your life. It's basically just advisement. You don't even have to take it. You don't have to take all of it.
So it's
It's not
advising you
telling
on
you
how to
how to
live your
live your
life,
life.
on how to be better.
It's
No,
a
it's just
support
basically
group.
Then
For,
just
it's
what?
a
people
support
sharing
group.
a collective experience. That's all it is.
It's a
It's like,
support group for
Oh,
angry
so
men.
Hey, you know what's
so
so
it's a
crazy?
support group on telling you on how to live your life, right? Right.
it's
Totally.
not on
Okay.
how to
Next
live your
point.
life.
You're
It's
It's
his
listening
on
to.
gay.
basically things that can occur in
You
life and
you
how you can
know
improve.
you have
So
complete
what's
autonomy on choosing what you take in and what you don't. Correct? If someone told you to jump
right?
off
Just
the
like the debt
bridge,
you take
are
in
you just
as
gonna do
makes you
it?
dead.
Do you just listen to whoever tells you what to do? It's literally this makes
No, I
no
listen
sense
to
what
my
you
own
guys are
self.
saying. So
But you're defending something that literally describes you in reality. You are defending
All
a
right, give me a
position that
second.
states.
Give me a second, because now you're not okay. Give me a second. Shit.
Jesus
A
Christ.
random independent $5. One sped at a time, please. Let her talk so she can tell us again how she came on the panel to tell us about how she shouldn't be allowed up here. Also, Cash App says, I can't. Bye, bitch. Average debater. God damn.
What is a sped?
Special education.
Come on. And also, we got Corinne Mackey, member for 7 months. Thank you so much. She says SBG with a bunch of love. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Make sure y'all all hitting that like button, the share button. Make sure if you're on Power Dusty channel,